Hey everybody, what's going on? It's G-Meister here, and welcome to my first Steven Universe recap. This recap is going to be of Season 3, Episodes 1 and 2. So let's begin. So the episode starts out, Episode 1 starts out with Steven apparently possessing, I believe, a Watermelon Steven on Watermelon Steven Island. And, yeah. He basically sees Malachite, as if the Watermelon Stevens were worshipping her as a god. She seemed to be chained down by Lapis at the time, but she breaks loose. Jasper takes control. Steven regains consciousness in his own regular body, and tells the rest of the crystal gems. Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl then go to, I forget what the island's called, forgive me. But they go to the island with Watermelon Stevens are on it, leaving Steven and Peridot behind. Steven, wanting to help, falls asleep again and goes back to the consciousness of the, or just possesses the other one, a Watermelon Steven. The Watermelon Stevens are scared to fight the fusion between Jasper and Lapis. And so when the Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl get there, they all fuse together. This causing a giant fusion fight. But the fusion between Lapis and Jasper is stronger than the fusion between the three crystal gems. So yes, they're getting wrecked for a while until Steven encourages the other Watermelon Stevens to help fight, and they did. Then the fusion takes down the fusion between. Okay, the crystal gem fusion takes out the fusion between Malachite. Takes down Malachite, I believe that's what it's called. I'm just remembering off the top of my head. I apologize. Yeah, causing them to fuse. The crystal gems catching Lapis and Jasper falling in between the islands. Then the earth starts to shake. The earth starts to shake, and then the crystal gems realize that Watermelon Steven is Steven, and they tell them that him and Peridot must stop the cluster on their own. So it ends with Steven going back to his body. Alright, I'm gonna review episode 1 before going over the recap of episode 2. Episode 1 was a pretty great episode overall. There was quite a few things I liked about this season 3 premiere. First off, the fight alone was really great. The advertising really helped the episode, in my opinion. And despite all the leaks that season 3 has had, and yeah, stuff like that, this really makes this amazing for me. And although I don't understand how Steven was possessing a Watermelon Steven, it's confusing, but yeah. I liked everyone in this episode, although it really isn't it's not really a story-driven episode, it's more of an action-driven episode. So overall, this episode, the Season 3 premiere, earns a 9.2 in my book. Now then, let's move on to Episode 2. Episode 2 basically continues right where Episode 1 left off. Steven wakes up, Steven telling Peridot what's going on, and then the two of them start drilling down. They face failed clusters along the way. And then Peridot trying to drill the cluster. But it's failing, it's taking a long time, and starts to form. But Steven kind of goes unconscious. Steven begins communicating with the cluster within his dream, or he's inside the cluster. It's very strange. But he just starts talking to them, and then they want to form, but then Steven tells them they can't. They'll just destroy the Earth. And yeah, the cluster doesn't form, and they just start communicating with each other because the reason why it wants to form is lonely. It wants to be whole again. But they could just start communicating together and fuse individually. That's what I believe. And Steven begins to wants to bubble the cluster, but he is not strong enough. So then the broken gems begin to bubble each other, and Steven giving a giant bubble when he goes back to gets consciousness back. Then Peridot and Steven drill back up, finding Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl there. Yeah. Huh. And yeah, that's basically that episode. Now, my thoughts on that. There were a few pop culture theme. This is a little pop culture reference I saw that I really loved in this episode. The Nintendo 64 controller, and that's like how they control the weapon system apparently. And then Steven's like, it's not working. And then Peridot's like, use a D-pad. And it's really awesome. The whole conversation with the cluster was pretty great. I enjoyed that a lot. And, Peridot was great in this episode, Love Peridot. She's like one of my favorite characters on the show. But with all this in mind, yeah, okay. There's nothing really bad I could say about it now and think about it. So, with all this in mind, I give this episode of Steven Universe a 9.3 out of 10. Anyways, guys and gals, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like the video. Watch more. I don't know. I don't know what I was about to say. Let's restart that. Alright. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys have a suggestion from anything you want me to review, tell me down below. And I'll see you guys next one. Peace out. Meister out.